Glorious Easter morning to you all, church. Boys and girls, I want you to come up close to the screen because I want to do a little imagining with you, and you are the very best at this. So let's imagine for just a moment that you and your family got up this morning and said, enough is enough. It's Easter and we're going to church. So everybody ran to get dressed as fancy as they could and ate a quick breakfast and got in the car. First time you've been in the car for a really long time. And off you went to church. And when you got there, it was locked. It was empty. There was nobody there. So you all got back in the car. Imagine how sad everybody's feeling. Now I wonder if it would have been you that was the first one to think, wait a second, this is kind of like what happened on the first Easter Sunday. Mary and the other women ran to the tomb because they were wanting to be where Jesus had been laid. They were sad, but they were wanting to just be near. And when they got there, the tomb was empty. No one was there. Now they were probably very sad. And then, just like he promised, Jesus came to them and reminded them that death could not hold him down and that he had risen from the dead. What joy they must have felt as they ran to tell the others. Now think about that this Sunday when we think about our empty church. This might be the very first time that we can use our empty church to help us remember the empty tomb. And it really doesn't matter that we're not together in the church. What matters is that Jesus is alive in our hearts, that Jesus did conquer death, and he rose, and he fills not our sanctuary this Easter, but he fills our hearts and our lives in so many ways. An empty church doesn't mean an empty Easter, and God's promises are sure. So let's use our imagination to think about all the ways that Jesus is still showing up for us, showing up in ways just like he did for Mary and the women in the garden, for the disciples, and for all the others that he saw after he conquered death and rose from the grave. Hallelujah! Christ is risen. And now we have a very special way to hear the Easter story brought to us by our church family and Pastor Casey.